The aftermath of Hilary, and one of the biggest questions, right, John, is why did the Coachella Valley see some of the biggest impacts from Hilary as compared to the rest of the state?
Well, we have just the people to answer that. First Alert meteorologists Haley Clausen and Patrick Evans explain how the conditions were just perfect for this storm to wreak havoc across our valley.
Hurricanes are not a frequent part of our forecast here in the desert. Ocean temperatures in Southern California are not favorable for tropical systems as the North Pacific Gyre brings colder water from Alaska down the west coast.
Now, for development to occur, the ocean water needs to be at 79 degrees or warmer. The average temperature during hurricane season at Scripps Pier in La Jolla is in the 60s. As a result of the cooler water, any system that moves north towards San Diego County loses energy and it fizzles out.
But the water is warming. Here's a visualization of sea surface temperature change at Scripps Pier in La Jolla from 1916 to 2023. And you can really see the distinct change from 2014 through recent years.
Really significant in those recent years. And with that in mind, look at the daily sea surface temperatures so far this year compared to the average. And note, the little blue dots are the actual, driving up that average as we move through the year.
Now, let's take you back in time about 48 hours from Hilary, making its impact known here in the Coachella Valley. Once a Category 4 hurricane, by Saturday morning, Hilary dropped to a Category 3 storm with maximum sustained winds of 125 miles per hour. Sunday morning, it had weakened to a tropical storm shortly before making landfall over the northern Baja California peninsula. At this point, the Coachella Valley had already received more than 3/10 of an inch of rain, but the bulk of it is what fell Sunday afternoon.
By the end, more than 3.5 inches of rain had fallen across parts of the desert. Here are some rainfall totals. I've broken them down by three distinct areas. The valley, and as you can see, heavy rain in Whitewater contributed to water flowing down toward the 10 freeway. But valley floor totals were impressive as well. Palm Desert picked up a hefty 3.82 inches of rain over the storm period, and other valley cities followed suit. In the mountains of San Bernardino County, totals were alarming. Lytle Creek clocking in with nearly 10 inches of rain and over 5 in Morongo Valley, which also contributed to the flooding locally as that water produced enormous runoff into the Whitewater Channel. Here in Riverside County in the mountains, we witnessed nearly 12 inches of rain on Mount San Jacinto, and Snow Creek picked up nearly 8 inches of rain, with Upper Tockwitz Creek recording over 6 inches.
Now, compared to the rest of Southern California, the mountains and desert communities felt Hilary the most. And there are two reasons for that: our terrain and hurricane anatomy.
Now, the strongest part of any hurricane is the right side. Steering currents plus the wind within the system itself combine to create a greater force. It's this side of the storm that typically generates a greater storm surge and where tornadoes are more likely to form.
As the counterclockwise bands moved across eastern Riverside and San Bernardino counties, they were forced to drop just the immense amount of moisture it had when encountering the 10,000 plus elevation of San Gorgonio and Mount San Jacinto. And you can really see the difference the mountain rain created from the east to the west when you're looking at some of those rainfall totals.
Of course, the desert doesn't handle rainfall very well, in part due to our hydrophobic soil.
And just in a minute, First Alert meteorologist Spencer Blum will be going into more detail about runoff and the sheer volume of water that flowed through the Coachella Valley as a result.